I am excited to introduce to you the Morea Crossbody Bag for adults and minis. This is the perfect sized crossbody bag that can fit all of your essentials or treasures or whatever you want to fit in your crossbody bag. It is a simple sew and a perfect gift idea. You can make this in an afternoon and make them for yourself and your friends. And there's so many options with fabric choices to make it your own. For the fabric, you can really just use your imagination here because you can use Sherpa, denim, wool, cotton, quilted cotton, canvas, lightweight corduroy, and if your fabric is thin, you can use an interfacing and iron it on, and this is going to give it a little bit more structure. So there's so many options with fabrics here. You can really use your imagination. You can quilt some scrap fabric together and really use your scrap fabric here and get creative. Let's get into the tutorial of how you can sew these matching crossbody bags for yourself and your mini. First, cut out all of the pattern pieces according to the pattern. Ensure you have an outer piece, a lining piece, and if you're using it, the interfacing. 1/4 inch seam allowance is included in the pattern. And don't forget to carefully clip the notches where indicated with scissors. And if you are using interfacing after you've cut all of your pattern pieces, iron your interfacing to the outer fabric. Now take your front panel, outer fabric, and the lining fabric and mark the darts. First grab the outer fabric and fold the fabric right sides together with the dart lines lining up and pin in place. Use a water-soluble pin to make a line where you will add the stitches for easy sewing. Keep this folded and pinned together to keep from moving. To sew the darts, start at the outer edge of the fabric on the wrong side. Sew along your dart line until you reach 3/4 of the way and then decrease your stitch length as low as it can go. Stitch until you are sewing off the fabric and do not backstitch. Remove your fabric from the machine and tie off the threads to secure these stitches in place. Now repeat this for the remaining dart on the outer fabric and the lining fabric. Press the darts to the outer edge of the panels with an iron. Set your front panels of both the outer and lining fabrics to the side. Now take the top panel and back panel piece of the outer fabric. Right sides together, match the middle notches on the top of the panels and pin in place. Sew together at 1/4 inch seam allowance. Repeat this for the top and back panel of the lining fabrics. Lay the piece you just sewed in front of you, wrong side facing up, and press the seam to the back panel. Top stitch at 1/8 inch seam allowance on the back panel. Repeat this for the lining fabric of the top and back panel piece and set aside. Now mark where the zipper goes. With a water-soluble pin, make a mark on the right side of the zipper at the end. This will help you remember which side is the right side when sewing. Fold the zipper in half and mark the middle on both sides of the zipper. Now, right sides together, match the middle of the zipper to the middle of the outer fabric front panel. Pin in place and continue pinning the zipper along the front panel. Change your presser foot to a zipper presser foot and stitch 1/4 of an inch right along the zipper, backstitching at the beginning and end. Unzip the zipper if you haven't already. Now pin the front pieces together. Match the notches of the lining and outer front fabric pieces, right sides together. The zipper will be enclosed between the outer fabric and lining fabric at this point. Sew the outer and lining fabrics together with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, with the zipper presser foot still attached to your sewing machine. Take the outer fabric top and back panel and line the zipper to the middle of the top panel, using the mark you made on the middle of the zipper and the notch on the top panel as a guide. Make sure the zipper and fabric are right sides together and pin along the top panel. Sew at a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. You might have to watch out for the zipper pull, and you can always pull it out of place or start right below it, and then later on you can unzip your zipper and go back and sew the part that you previously skipped. Now let's pin the top pieces together. Match the top panel of the lining to the top outer fabric, right sides together, and this is again where the zipper will be enclosed between the fabrics. Pin together and sew at a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Now fold the fabrics right side out and press both the front panel and top panel pieces along the zipper. Top stitch at 1/8 of an inch right along the zipper. Set this aside while you work on the straps. Now, in your pattern piece, you will find the directions for what length you want to cut your straps. You'll have a long strap and a short strap, and you can choose to use a slide buckle or a parachute buckle are two great options. If you're using a parachute buckle, then just attach pronged buckle side to the short strap by weaving the strap through the bar of the buckle. Fold over the raw edge and zigzag stitch the edge to secure the buckle in place. Take the remaining piece of the buckle and attach to the long strap by weaving the strap to the bar of the buckle. Fold over the raw edge and zigzag stitch the edge to secure in place. So let's attach the long strap. Take the long strap and find the notch marking where the strap should go on the back panel. Pin the long strap to the left marking on the back panel, right sides together. If you're using strapping, this would mean the raw edge of the strap matches the side edge of the back panel. Now attach the short strap to the right side of the back panel and pin in place. Use a zigzag stitch to attach both straps to the back panels at 1/4 inch, going back and forth 3 to 4 times to make sure it's secured really well. It's helpful to fold the straps and secure with a rubber band or pin to the fabric to keep it out of the way for the next few steps. Now pin the outer fabrics together. Make sure your zipper is at least halfway unzipped and pin the outer fabrics by matching the notch of the back panel to the notch on the front panel. Make sure the right sides are facing and pin around. Now fold the right sides of the lining together and match up the notches. Leave the bottom open between the darts. So pin all the way around your bag and make sure everything is aligned. When you get to the zippers, make sure they are folded in half where the zipper teeth are matching right sides together. This might take a little bit of making sure everything is aligned, and it might feel weird at first, but it'll be helpful for sewing. To make it a little bit easier, if you need to zip the zipper all the way, fold the teeth to match each other. Pin this in place, or you can even baste stitch it. This would be an easy thing to do to keep it secure. And then before you pin everything, make sure you unzip that zipper later on. Starting at the right side dart of the lining, stitch around the entire bag with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. It may be a little bulkier at where the zipper is, so go slow. Finish at the other side of the opposite dart and backstitch. You should have an opening large enough to turn the bag right side out. If the seams around the zipper and straps seem bulky, carefully trim out 1/8 of an inch of fabric. Now turn the bag right side out and double check that everything lines up and looks good. Fold the opening of the lining fabric inward to the wrong side 1/4 inch. Iron and top stitch this closed. Fold the lining back into the bag. Take an iron and gently press the seams of the bag on the inside and outside for a clean, finished look. Now wear proudly because you have finished your Morea bag. Now it's time to make a matching one. So click this next video if you are looking for some more sewing inspiration. I cannot wait to see what you create, what fabrics you choose, and how you style the Morea bag.